as quickly as possible. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome here to the Indianapolis Zoo and our Marsh Dolphin Adventure Theater. My name is Trey. I'm joined by my fellow trainers, Shauna, Amanda, Mary Ann, and Alicia. And we are proud to be able to introduce you to all 9 of our Atlantic bottlenose dolphins. For example, working on the back right with Alicia, she's working with a pod of 4 right now, 2 females by the name of Nova and Ripley. We have Ripley's son, Jed, as well as another adult male by the name of Timo. But up here in our main performance pool, we have a pod of 5 that we'd love to be able to introduce their unique quirks and dynamic personalities to you today. For example, working on everyone's far right with Mary Ann, she is working with an adult female by the name of China. China is a fan favorite among a lot of guests because she's one of the easiest to distinguish and tell apart. If you guys were to look at her jaw at any point while she's swimming around the pool today, you'll notice that she has a very distinct underbite. So that lower jaw actually curves up and around her upper jaw. We believe this is actually a genetic trait because her young daughter, who's in the same pool, has this exact same feature as you see today. Her daughter Indy is working on everyone's far left with Miss Shauna. Indy was born here at the Indianapolis Zoo with that same trait. She is a long, lean dolphin. And we're very excited because, as you guys have probably heard, we had a new addition here at the zoo. About a little over a year ago, we had a very healthy young baby boy born here at the Marsh Dolphin Adventure Theater. His name is Oren. He's working on the left side of stage with Amanda. And he, we believe, is actually starting to grow this exact same underbite genetic trait as well. Now, at a little over a year old, he is nursing and eating and learning every single day. So at a little over a year old, he's already over 160 pounds. But after we got done with her as well is another young male by the name of Taz. Taz was found stranded a few years ago off the Sanibel Island off the coast of Florida. All by his lonesome self, it was decided that he would not be able to survive on his own. So they decided that he should come here to live at the Indianapolis Zoo with this wonderful group of his new best friend Oren, as well as a lot of little, very attractive female dolphins, and he has literally been whistling ever since. Last but not least, I am working with a young female by the name of Calais. Calais was born here at the zoo in the year 2000, so she was our firstborn, and she knows it. She is a spoiled one, and one of the easiest ways to tell her apart is you look at that fin on her back. It's called the dorsal fin. It actually has a bit of a crescent shape to it, a little bit more curved like a crescent moon, makes her very easily to distinguish among the rest of the group. And these animals, we love them, and we know some of you guys do too, that maybe why you're here at the zoo today. Now these guys are a great representation of all dolphins around the world. One great reason why we're so happy that you're here is we believe that by people being able to connect with dolphins and see how truly amazing they are, that people will see the relevance of being able to conserve them as a species for many years so our children can enjoy them as well. One thing that dolphins do challenge in the ocean every single day is lots of plastic going out in the environment. Several million tons of plastic makes its way to the oceans every single year. One of the reasons we think this is because is actually due to pollution. There is something called the watershed effect, and it means that every piece of water in the world is somehow connected. Anything you put into the ground pollutes the groundwater, it makes its way into different sewer lines, which makes its way out to different lakes, rivers, to streams, makes its way out into the open ocean. So we want to make sure that anything you put in your environment is obviously recyclable, and make sure you want to put it in the right container. So dolphins don't become interfered, so that they don't have to interact with it and then therefore potentially harm them. But dolphin numbers are thriving every single day because people like yourselves are willing to make small changes so that dolphins and animals around the world have the ability to thrive and prosper in the ocean that they call home. Today here at the zoo, you might hear a variety of squawks, clicks, and whistles coming from the pool. That's because dolphins are very social creatures, a lot like you and I, and they do communicate in a variety of ways. For example, they do use different vocalizations to try to convey their meaning. Dolphins do not communicate through their mouths like you and I do. They instead rely on a hole located on top of their head that is called a blowhole. They have a series different connected to their lungs. They have lots of air sacs that they manipulate in order to make these sounds. Researchers believe there's about 30 to 40 different known vocalizations. The dolphins do communicate in a variety of wavelengths that the human ear can't hear, so there may be many more. One such vocalization we've noticed a lot of times when we come in first thing in the morning, they'll make a very loud sound to try to get our attention, or if they're very excited, a lot of times we have a lot of playtime with our animals, we call it a squawk.
They're talking. Yeah.
Another fun one that's very interesting, dolphins have a biological form of sonar. It's called echolocation, a lot like bats or cruise ships. What happens is the dolphins emit a series of sound vibrations from the top of their head. That forehead is called the melon. These sound vibrations will travel through the water. They'll hit things like rocks, fish, different structures, bounces back to the dolphin, where it actually will hit their lower jaw. It resonates in that lower jaw. It's actually hollow, up to the ear and then the brain, giving them a mental image. It's a very, very quick sound, but if we slow it for you, it sounds like this click. But dolphins also communicate using their body language. They'll gesture at each other and use a series of fins and flippers in order to interact with their environment. One such thing is that a dolphin's maybe a little angry or wanting to show a little aggression. Maybe they're wanting to maybe not be best friends with another animal nearby, so they'll do something called a lock. This sometimes will involve that they'll use their tails, using their tail shape, move these flukes up and down.
Oh, they're smashing.
But also, dolphins will, if they want to, try to alert others in their group. A lot of times they'll do something called the breach, where they'll actually remove their body from the water and then come back down, doing a smack on the surface. This does a great job of sending sound vibrations through the water to alert the entire pod. Now that you guys have got an idea on how these guys communicate, we're going to invite some junior dolphin trainers down to see what it's like to communicate with our dolphins as well.
Watch them. Here they go. Watch them. They're waving. There you go. Shake his head.
One question we get a lot of times is, what's it like in the... Please have a seat. Thank you. Please have a seat. Thank you. Is, what is it like in the life of daily for a dolphin? Well, for example, in the life of Oren, being so young, he spends a lot of time attached to mom. Young calves, if you will, or dolphin babies, they will nurse from mom from anywhere from 1 to 3 years, depending on the individual. And then, depending on if it is a male or female, they spend the majority of their lives very differently. Female dolphins typically will form a group with other females, generally around the same age, but it sometimes will include their mothers, and it's called a pod. They'll spend the majority of their lives together. And they will go out and find males. They will help each other to take care of young. And dolphins sometimes will even do something that's called an anti-dolphin, where if a mom needs a break from baby, they'll actually pass off their young to another female in the group that can assist with nursing, babysitting, and keeping them out of trouble. But males will do something a little bit different. At about 3 to 5 years of age, young men will actually leave their parents, leave their moms. They'll go out in search of another male, generally around about 5 years of the same age. And they will spend the majority of their lives together. They are best friends, are also known as pair bonds. These males will spend the majority of their time together trying to hunt, invent different games to keep each other occupied. They'll go out and find very, very pretty female dolphins, and they'll even assist each other in teams in order to hunt. Now these guys have a very similar bond. This group of dolphins, currently our females, are taking care of young Orin and young Taz, and they're doing so in very much a team effort. And in the back we have 2 males simulated and 2 male pair bonds in the names of Chemo and Jet. Now these bonds are very, very strong, and we're very, very excited as premium trainers to be able to kind of get a glimpse into their lives every single day and to be able to share that bond with us. And so that's why we're so happy that you guys are all here today, so we get a chance to share that unique and special bond with each and every one of you. So on behalf of us all here in the Marine Mammal Department, we'd like to thank you guys for coming. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of your adventure here at the Indianapolis Zoo. Goodbye, everyone.
At this time.